Next up, we have our headliner, only because it's the last one. But they're all amazing, and I'm super looking forward to this one. It's about sexuality and angels and religion and queerness and all the awesome things together. So I want all of you to give a huge round of applause to our last presenter, Savannah Talbot-Kelly. She is a soon-to-be graduated religion studies geek and has been super fascinated by sexuality, by religion, by its links, all sorts of awesome things that she will talk about. And I'm really happy about this. Awesome.
Thanks, Louie. Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for having me here. I'm super stoked about this. So I really geek out about queering religion. And I study religion at Concordia, and this is one of the main reasons why I just love to study it. It's because I can really fuck shit up when I queer it. And I love it. All right. So I really love it. So I'm going to tell you about why I love it so much. So, the burning desire, the sexuality of angels in Genesis 6, 1-4. So this is just a particular text that it doesn't apply to all other stories of angels and stuff like that. So it's just going to be this. And I'm going to assume that many people don't read the Bible here, so we're just going to go through it step by step. I don't read the Bible either. So what does Genesis 6, 1-4 say? It says, "When the people began to multiply on the face of the ground, and the daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that they were fair, and they took wives for themselves of all that they chose. Then the Lord said, 'My spirit shall not abide in mortals forever, for they are flesh. Their days shall be 120 years. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God went into the daughters of humans who bore children to them. These were the heroes that were of old, warriors of renown.'" So we're going to unpack this a little bit. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on here. But first of all, what are the Nephilim? They're giants, and I couldn't help myself but to put a little bit of a, to show you what they looked like, apparently. So this is apparently what the Nephilim look like, but we actually have no idea because do we all know the story Noah's Ark? Yeah. Okay. Well, God flooded the earth because these creatures existed, so we actually have no idea what they look like. So we'll get there. We'll get there. So here we have the family tree. We have the sons of God. We have the daughters of men. We have a forlorn angel over here, which I will not be talking about, but we have a big old man of muscle right in the middle, which are the Nephilim. All right. So what does the Bible say exactly? The Bible says that the sons of God bore giants from the women, which also actually means that one way to look at it also means that the angels raped all of the women because apparently there were no men, and the women infected the entire earth with these gigantic men, Nephilim creatures. Nonetheless, this is what the Bible says, but we're going to queer it a little bit more because this doesn't satisfy me. So let's do that. I am arguing that the angels did this not because they wanted to rape the women, but because they had a fetish. And they longed for human flesh. And I think this because when you desire something that you cannot have, like a body, This is why you're going to desire it more. So the angels decided, oh yeah, okay, I don't have a body. I'm going to go after the women. So they wanted to, and they decided to do it. They wanted to feel the exchange of fluids. They wanted to exchange sensation. They wanted something. But in heaven, they don't have bodies. So they come to earth to do that. On top of that, why would they do such a thing? Like, there has to be some reason why they really wanted to, like, make a huge demonstration, because obviously God would be watching to some degree, right? So I think that something was going on in heaven. I'm not too sure what yet, but there was something that the angels didn't like. And being, like the right-hand beings of God and stuff, they are probably like, they know some like gossip and stuff that's happening. So I think this flight might have been some type of angelic revolution to have justice. And so they went down to earth to do something, but they had to form a mutiny first. But I'm thinking, how do all of the angels in the celestial sphere know how to communicate with each other on one day and just say, we're going to go down to earth? This is my theory. Angel book. So this is Angel book. I'll explain that ad. So, angels are said not to have any bodies, so that means they also don't have genitals, but they do have wings. So their wings are kind of like, compensating for the lack of genitals that they have, which is what that ad is here. Grow your wings. All right. So it says here, Raphael, he is one of the angels. We all agree that humans got it all. Flesh, tactile sensation. We have spent way too long wanting and not enough time indulging ourselves. I say we cut this out and go for it. Group trip to Earth to finally experience the human condition. What do you say, gang? And Lucifer replies, oh, hell yeah. So this is how they decide that they're going to make this mass fetish. They exult. Okay. So what exactly just happened? Okay, so now we know that the angels attempted to make a celestial revolution by having the Nephilim, and the Nephilim are called warriors, right? So they were literally something that the angels bore as offspring that were also warriors. So this furthers my point by saying that there might have been some type of shitstorm going on in heaven. And the angels needed to do something about it. So are transgressing boundaries really that bad? Because God thought that it was pretty bad, because, crossing this divine and mundane world is not fair, is not really good. And especially to have like a production of like a demigod is kind of threatening to God. So God decided that God would flood the entire earth and kill humankind except for Noah and a few animals. They survived. But Nephilim were washed out, which also means that the... Actually, you know what? I'll talk about that later. But it also means that the angels are really horny. So yeah, their fetish inspired a revolution, which is essentially my thesis statement. And by enacting on it, they were almost successful. And they were successful for a little bit because the Nephilim actually did cease to exist, and God looked at Earth and whatever and realized that there was something bad going on, but it wasn't bad enough that God would have killed the angels as well. Instead, they just blamed it on the women and also their fetish. So the angels could have died if God so pleased, but God did not do that. But it really just does show that I think that with this fetish, this unearthing of a longing desire and this burning sensation and stuff like that was very... You're laughing. It is a little bit radical, I do have to say. But I think it was actually a good thing for them to do it. And if you live on edge, I think your life will be a little bit more fruitful. And one last thing. I wanted to say thank you, but I wanted to mention that there are no female angels. So this is actually an ironic photo. Okay. Because female angels don't actually really exist. They're all genderless. But anyway, thank you very much for your time. Questions? Yes, Cameron.
How much research or how much other readings have you done into other, other myths, other religions, where you have like demigods happening, you have like Zeus coming down and doing all that, like there's in other religions or mythology structures, there's all the time there's crossing of divine and human. Like how much have you read into that, and how does that inform you at all in your kind of reading?
Okay, I'll answer that twofold. I also did a study. So this is actually a paper that I've written, by the way. It's a lot of fun. So I took a class called Angels and Demons in Judaism at Concordia, and there's a lot of divine sex going on. Let me tell you, and it's great. So I just love it. So I'm not entirely sure if like the Skina, which is like the female god essentially to Yahweh, who is also the male god. I'm not too sure if they have divine sex or not, or if they actually come to Earth together, or if they like have sex with themselves somehow. But there is definitely an interaction between celestial figures and then also like mundane creatures. And also kind of like a little anecdote on that, I did write a fictional story called the Quest of the Holy Torah. It was like a it's kind of like a spin-off of the Quest for the Holy Grail, the Monty Python.
Wow.
But better. But this is actually the first that I've actually really heard of it. I don't know if you looked on the Facebook page and saw the Sex and Angels, but that was kind of like my aha moment. Like, oh my God, of course they have a fetish. Of course they do. And I don't really know much else about like fetishes and angels, though. I think this is pretty, like, I'm spearheading something here. Yeah. Any other questions? Yes, in the back.
Do you think that Jesus and Lucifer were lovers?
Why Lucifer got kicked out of heaven? Lucifer decided, I mean, I don't know. That's an interesting question. Lucifer, I like them a lot, actually. I think they're pretty cool. They were like, why can't I sit in the big chair? And God was like, you are not going to sit in that chair. And Lucifer's just like, well, too bad.
Wow.
And then Lucifer was punished severely. Question, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because this is a pretty like creative topic. I didn't go into the Book of Enoch on purpose because there's so much information, and because the Nephilim and the sons of God here only are in Genesis 1:6-4. It's a lot more specific. But yeah, I have done some research into Enoch, but for the purpose of this presentation and my essay, I didn't. Yeah, exactly. I mean, what I have learned is that the Bible is full of contradictions, and like exactly. There's a lot of stuff. More questions? Yes.
Is that taken from? It looks like an illustration from the film Heavy Metal.
Wow.
Same genre. You remember that?
No.
No.
Maybe. It also could be taken from a Google search. But yeah. I haven't looked into Greek mythology a little bit. I've looked into like the female goddesses, and that sort of like creature world, but not extensively. No. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, thanks so much for your time.